Hey, Untane Fox. How's it going? This is freaking incredible. How the hell do I start a game? Oh, I'm alright. We'll see. I mean, this is kind of all new here. Fine, I guess I'll load this one. I'm loading the game. Okay, great. What in the heck? Alright, before we can even get started here. Man, I don't even, like, hey from outer space, I don't even know what all I have available here because I'm going through OBS, and OBS opened up its own special thing for me to have my own little kind of studio here. So I mean, this is all new here. All right, I guess I'm just gonna have to delete all the profiles in here and start over. All right, I guess we're using Steam Cloud. Thank you, geez, Louise. I don't know why that didn't work the first time. There's no what? Hold on a minute. I gotta see this. I gotta see what this looks like from an actual stream. Just give me a minute. No, unfortunately, there's no quick way to see that either. Alright, so now we go into here. Go to live chat. Okay. Let's see. So there's other options here. Okay, that's that. I don't know, can you do, if you do an at to them, you can do that. Does that tag the person? Engage with your audience. No, don't do that. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. I can now close that. I can close that. Let's go to scene. Put that back into position. I do not like the lag time between the stream, though. I guess there was an option for me to change latency. Is it going to bring up the game? There we go. Okay. So, I now have a few more DLC, including Montana. Today we're going to go to Montana. Unfortunately, we always have to start out in... I guess I can start on the... Can I? There we go. Actually, yeah, okay. Well, we'll just start out right here then. So as you can see, they've been slowly creeping across the country here. But I figured we'd just go for a little drive and test the stream, see what it's all about. I decided to only do YouTube today, just to see how it works and how it's different than Twitch. And then maybe next time I'll try a simultaneous stream, see how well that works out. But we're just gonna go for a little bit. Oh, before we get started, any music, because we can't listen to the radio in this game. It's all copyright and shit. So, do we have, sure, walk me through the tutorial, remind me. Any requests for something to listen to? Because otherwise it's just going to be the sound of a semi-engine the whole game. Welcome to American Truck Simulator. Well, they already got the county building right, including all the trees. Well, actually, no, they cut down all those trees. At last, oh, they even got that building right, though. That's a new one. That building's been there. Like, these trees are gone and that building's been there, and there's Stockman Bank. Yay, we have a job as a trucker. Hooray. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Well, so one of the DLCs that I bought with the Montana one is a new wave, or a vaporwave, I think it is actually, vaporwave paint job set. So we could listen to some lo-fi stuff, I guess. All right. Chasing camera, yeah, top-down camera. Okay. F1 or pause to look closer. Okay, that's all you need to know. Okay. How the hell do I get out of here? I'm just gonna go this way. Now where I would like to know where I'm at. Supposedly they get pretty accurate sometimes. Oh, okay, I know where we are. This does not exist over here, of course, but... Wait. I need to know how to put my blinkers on. It's been a while since I played this. I don't remember too much about it. Parking brake, engine brake, trailer brake. Hazards, okay. High beams are K. Wipers are P. Did I just miss indicators? Left turn indicator. Oh, okay. It's over there. Anyway. Ah, shit. Alright. I gotta get out of... Let me turn that off real quick. Put the parking brake on. I gotta get out of here. Go into here. Screen's gonna go blank for just a minute. We're gonna need some driving music. You know, Mario Jazz worked out fine. I didn't have it. Well, I don't know if YouTube is going to have an issue with it. YouTube might have an issue with it, actually. Here. That's not what I want. Gotta go back into here. Then we can go into here. Okay. Now, that I don't think so. What I can do is like the premiere, which I think, but I think to get notifications that I've started a stream, that's something that the viewer has to click on. So I'm not entirely sure how to set that up yet. Boy, these are not here at all. Taking some leniencies. The cab is tiny in this thing, by the way. RimWorld's not terribly interesting, actually. I need a better soundtrack than this. have not, bum number one. Maybe someday we'll do a drunk stream. Probably actually could have today. I missed out on doing a birthday stream yesterday, so this is kind of making up for it. Yellow light, go! But I don't know, I just kind of want to make sure this all works first. What on earth? Wow, they just completely made up this. Oh, this part of town. They got the bus stop right, but they didn't get... Interesting. They even got the roundabout right. Oh, thank you. I have to turn down the engine a little bit. It's a little loud. We're gonna do that. What, engine volume? Turn that down to like 33%. Oh, hey. Cut me off. How fast am I going anyway? So, yeah. Not an exciting first stream, but neither were the ones I did on Twitch either, so... This is sort of giving me a lot more information, which I kind of enjoy, but it's also put a lot of the information inaccessible. Like for this game, for some reason, that even when I switch it to windowed mode, it's still too damn loud. When I switch it to windowed mode, it still keeps my mouse locked inside the game. Take that down to like 20%. Maybe it's the exhaust volume that's the problem. 30%. So, like, whereas with Twitch I was able to play a game and then swing out and mess with whatever I needed to, OBS or the Twitch stream that I had. I can't really do that easily with this right now. And so, like, with Twitch it would tell me, like, the stream health, it would tell me, you know, if things were lagging or whatever, and there is that available here, but it's on a different tab, so I gotta click out to click on it to see how that's going. I guess I could just do that by default. I don't need to see the analytics. Yeah, my plan is to try and dual stream, but ultimately I think I'll be streaming just on YouTube. I know a lot of people are moving. Twitch has been having a lot of problems lately, apparently. There was speculation years ago that they were going to close down, but I've started noticing some of the big players are doing YouTube streams now. Like, I don't think they're doing it exclusively, but they're starting to probe or move over. Like Sips is a streamer. I watch the VODs every now and then. I don't really watch streams myself, but you know, I've sort of been watching him through the Yogscast for years and years, and so I've been subscribed to his channel. But he's always been a Twitch streamer. Oh boy. they put the shoulder tight here. But I guess lately he's been doing YouTube streams. So like when bigger people start switching over, I figure it's probably time for me to start doing that too. And plus, I've already got more viewers now for this stream than I have for my regular streams. And just because the audience is already there. Oh, did I miss a turn? Damn it. Oh well. I wasn't paying attention to my GPS. Oh, 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 oh. No, oh, oh, oh. Well, we're stuck. I don't think we're getting out of this one. So we go to 7, no. View services. Tow service. It's only going to cost 400 bucks. It's no big deal. Yeah, I'll lower it again. Let's lower that down to like 10%. I'm not even sure if this is the right setting. Truck noise volume? Trailer noise? I guess I could have done the master volume. Actually, why don't we just do that? Just lower that down there. Also, let me pop out again. I need something else. I need something else besides this. Is there royalty-free radio? Spotify. I don't do Spotify. It's London radio. Okay, let's do StarCraft 2. The full soundtrack? That's the full soundtrack. Terran themes. I could probably do the whole thing. Okay, maybe we're back? That a little too loud? That's gonna be too loud. I can already tell that. No, damn it. What about this? Maybe I should just go and not even worry about it. It's not it's not on the radio. I'm just listening to a soundtrack. All right. So we're at a truck stop. I could probably get repaired here somewhere. You'd think it'd be here. Should be here. Oh, it was there. I probably could have picked that out as soon as I was there. You know, I wonder if there's a way to sort of cheese this game a little bit. Get yourself stuck and just call tow services, and then you don't even have to drive. Alright, do a full service here. Service recommendations. Go. Repairs are covered by your employee. They'll be taken out of my pay, I'm sure. Alright, one last time. This is gonna get taking some used to here. Having to pop in and out like 3 different windows. I think it's just this game, though, that's an issue with. I hope it is. Alright, back on the road again. Should unlock differential, okay? What the... Where's this thing taking me, I wonder? Now I think we can actually go. I don't think you can drive vans, no, but yes, they can definitely get you for speeding. But one thing that I remember doing is driving on the shoulder. Sometimes they'll get you, sometimes they won't. I think it depends on how far over you are. But they only recognize you when you're actually on the road. My impatient ass is not going to sit and be the best driver. So we'll probably test that at some point. Wow. So when I got towed, it towed me pretty close. We went pretty far, I guess. Just so you know, there seems to be like a 30-second lag between the game or the stream and what I'm seeing with chat, so it's not the greatest. I'm going to have to adjust latency settings, I think. Right now we are in Montana, somewhere outside Butte, I think is where my destination was. Stop! Parking brake. We're just gonna have it, is this one gonna be easy? Probably not. We'll just play it safe. Okay, well that one's not gonna be too bad. Ah, screw it. I could probably back that one up pretty easily, but we're just not going to. Okay, good work. Only did a little bit of damage. Is that music still getting a little crazy, a little too loud? It's hard to know. So, I've noticed that both on the stream and in my videos, the mic is a lot quieter than previously. This is a new mic. It's the same as my old one. Same type, but I don't know, I need to adjust the volumes for that. Okay, pick my next job. Please do a quick job. I guess we can go up to Great Falls, sure. That'll be a journey. Is it? Okay. Well, once again... I wonder if I can just turn that down in OBS. Let's get rid of that for a moment. I don't really need you. What if I turn desktop audio down like 8 decibels? I think I had to change that at some point too. I don't quite remember, but I do know I didn't get to my... Oops. That's not what I want. Ah, hell. Okay, that's what... Boy, it's gonna take some getting used to. Alright, I think we can take this job. Alright. I'm also recovering from a little bit of a head cold, too. I mean, it wasn't really a cold, it was just sniffles and a throat thing, and it's been a little while. How do I... Long distance, right, that's the thing. It's been like a week since I've had this. New international for sale. We're not worrying about that. Wait a minute, why is it still showing me a thing? Because I didn't apply it, that's why. I don't know. It's been a year for me already, and it's only March. Is this the right exit? But anyway, getting back to stream conversation, this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. Switch over and start doing you. Oh, I'm doing a double trailer. That's great. Um, I wanted to switch over and just kind of sort of refocus what I do for YouTube and just sort of everything in general. Um, so, like I said, I just had a birthday and I'm 40 now, so solidly a middle-aged man. I did get a new job last month, which is good in that it's actually a graphics job, which I've been trying to get for a long time. But, you know, as always, it's too good to be true, and it's not really something that's working out for me. Um, it's a part-time job, which in any economy, but definitely this one, is not viable. But I took it because it's enough that it pays my bills, and I figured it would give me enough time to work on other projects, things that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. Um, but it's a pretty hectic job actually, and it's not like consistent hours, so I can't really schedule the rest of my day around it, um, which obviously puts a bit of a hamper on my ability to do any other projects. Um, so I really, the only way out of that is to either just fully go into the project and try and stay with this job as little as possible, or just give up and get another job. And you know, I think about that now because the job that I was at sucked. It was just a warehouse job. It was just there to kind of pay bills and fill up my bank account a little bit. But if I had stayed there this last month, I would have made enough money that I would have been able to basically buy myself a new gaming computer for my birthday, pay off the remainder of my loans, which still isn't very much right now anyway, but I would be done with all that stuff now if I just stuck it out one more month. And if I stayed there until the summer, I'd have plenty in my bank account. I wouldn't really have to worry anymore. I don't have to worry too much now, but you know, I don't have the, like, I can't just drop $1,500 on a computer and not worry about it like I was able to before. So with this being only a part-time job, I'm only essentially covering my bills and then a little bit extra. But a little bit extra, you know, I mean, it would take me all year to save up for another big purchase or anything like that. So, you know, I've got to find other avenues here of trying to make a living and just decide what I'm going to be doing, because I'm getting too old to just constantly be hopping between jobs and careers and starting over and shit. But, you know, obviously I don't want to, like, just be a warehouse worker for the rest of my life or whatever. So I do want to try and just sort of focus on these projects and actually give it a go and make things again. So on the side, I've got to basically relearn game development, because I want to get back into that. I want to make a few games at least, and you know, even if they're not as successful as before, which or like before, I mean, because they were never successful. I just at least want to give that a try. And so, learning that stuff, I'm on the fence about what I should do with that. I'm actually considering maybe doing some streams about that. Like if I'm gonna have to spend hours practicing and doing that stuff anyway, maybe I should just do it as a stream and then just kind of like we all learn together and just build a game together on stream or something like that, prior to me actually making anything for myself. Because, I've mentioned this many times before in stream, it's very difficult for me to motivate myself just without any external pressure from something, without a set deadline or anything like that. I work very much with a structure and not so much just open. Man, these two trailers are heavy as shit because I'm not going fast at all. So, like before, the games that I have made in the past for like contests and stuff, when I've only got like the 2-week deadline, I've been able to bust them out in 2 weeks. So like theoretically, I could be making games, every couple of months or whatever. But in motivating myself, I struggle with that, and I have only like a few weeks attention span anyhow. So like I just lose motivation for that. But I think if I did some kind of stream that wasn't game related, yeah, maybe the meme. If I wasn't doing a game related stream, but just started doing streams sort of external to, I guess, my life, I could maybe get through that. And it would probably be good actually anyway if I started doing game development streams, just to get feedback from people that actually know stuff as well, but also to have like sort of the live testing, because I could make it so that as I build a game or whatever, just put a test version out through like a Dropbox or a Google Drive or something, and I wouldn't just be developing it all in my isolation. I don't know if that would help, if that would work. Again, it's difficult for me to set that time aside because of my erratic work schedule. Like I'm only supposed to be working 20 hours a week, doing it part-time, but I'm still working basically all day. Like I'm on call all day, like if I gotta get feedback from somebody on something or ask a question or whatever, like yesterday I guess I was done around like 3:30 in the afternoon, but there was a couple projects I work up until 5, and when I'm only getting paid for half a day and putting in all day of the time, it's not worth it for me. And I'm also tired of thinking, well, I can just use this as experience for the next job. Like I said, I'm 40 now. I can't keep thinking that way. Like when is it gonna be the job that I'm doing, and not just keep pushing it around and moving down? Because that's kind of what my dad did up until retirement. Like he just worked a bunch of sales jobs at various stores, and I don't really want to do that. So I'd like to find something stable, and I think the only way I'm going to do that is if it's working for myself. But I've had multiple projects in mind besides doing the game development, and when am I going to have the time for that? So I've got to set up a schedule for myself too, I think, on when I'm going to focus on one thing and move on to another. Like I guess instead of just sort of doing whatever in my downtime throughout the day, I can maybe start reading some of the history stuff that I want to do, and start setting that up for the episodes I want to create, and maybe just I'll have to do this piecemeal. I don't think I'm ever going to have the ideal time to do anything that I wanted. I mean, I did after I quit my last job and basically took a 2-year vacation. I had plenty of time, not so much anymore. Which is another thing that has been kicking around in the back of my head, thinking about if I just stuck out this job, this last job that I had. Yeah, it would have sucked working in a warehouse for a year, but after a year I would have had $10,000 in my bank account I could have just sat on. That would have given me some time again. But I can't do that. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to stay motivated and give myself a schedule, and I'm thinking that streaming might be the only way to do that. Just kind of take these private projects and make them public a little bit. But I don't know. I think that I don't know. With YouTube, I've always been kind of on the fence about trying to over monetize my stuff, because it's free entertainment, you know, and I don't really put in the effort of like the full-time guys to justify, I think, trying to make a lot of money with it. But I was thinking about opening up a Patreon just for basically all of my channels combined into one. And it wouldn't be anything special, like I wouldn't consider doing any, you know, paywall kind of content that people do. If you pay certain amounts, you get access to all this stuff on the backside or whatever. I mean, for one, I just don't have the time for doing that, and two, I wouldn't even know what that would be. But just like setting up just like the basic tier, $1 a month. If you want to donate, fine. If not, cool, you know. Okay, that little area's real. That's interesting. I think I know where we're at. But you know, I bizarrely, with 13,000 subscribers and thousands, God, what am I at, like 4,000 videos? Hey, they even got the rest stops, okay. Like my viewership is definitely focused in very specific ways. Like looking at like the past month of my videos, I've had hundreds of views, like way more views than ever before on relatively new content, but it is all city builder. And so I definitely think for YouTube from now on, I'm probably going to focus more on that kind of content. Obviously this stream is a little bit of an exception, but I think that, you know, getting that focused in might help a little bit more too. International airport. Wow. Okay, this is. I guess we're here already. But yeah, just focusing. They got the prison in. Prison's correct. That's fun. I mean, I guess that's a major landmark. It really shows you how little there is in this area in Montana that they're like, prison's a landmark. We need to put that down. But yeah, by dialing in my content and actually maybe giving a shit, I think maybe I can start doing a little bit better. Because YouTube has changed a lot since I started. In August, it's going to have been 13 years. I don't think that it's really viable for me to just keep doing what I want to do and hope it'll all work out. Especially if not if I think I'm gonna be juggling multiple channels again. That's gonna require me to schedule my time. So they got the mall out. Well, mall. It's a shopping center. That's sort of alright, I guess. I should just do a drive around without a trailer when we're done here and just see. Because now we're entering my hometown. Are we passing over the bridge already? I guess so. I guess that was supposed to be Fox Farm or something. I don't know what the hell that is. So they, oh, okay, I was gonna say, they put the prison, but they didn't put Flag Hill, and there's the Flag Hill. You can't see it because my thing's in the way. That flag needs to be like twice as big, but... Oh, they even got the railroad station over there, the Milwaukee station, and the refinery by the look of it. That's fun. Oh! Jeez. They even got the people slamming on their brakes back here. Hey, they got the license plates right, too. Not the number on it, though. I mean, I suppose it could be an out-of-towner. There had better be tons and tons of car lots in Great Falls, because that would be very accurate. What? What do you mean my headlight usage? And those are my flashers. What do you mean my headlight usage? Do I have my brights on? Ah, damn it. I probably should have my running lights on too, I suppose, huh? Light modes, L. Okay, I should probably do that. My high beams are K, okay. Yeah, I probably wasn't running with my running lights on. That's probably what I got hit for. 100 towers in, sure. This looks more like Helena than Great Falls. This part is highly inaccurate. Having to stop so much. The main thing about 10th Avenue in Great Falls, which I guess this is simulating, is that it is meant to be sort of the main thoroughfare of this part of town. Which means that if you're at a good time of day, you can go through probably about a mile and a half, all on green lights. Not have to stop. Makes me wonder though, if they got the one-ways. That's kind of what those two streets look like there. The one-ways are what I always base my SimCity one-ways off of. Like the traffic difference between Missoula and Great Falls is significant. It's very noticeable. because Missoula is all just all over the place, and it suffers from having a river that goes through it, which means that there's only 5 bridges that allow you to get from one side of town to the other. No, it is Havre, yeah. It's up along the northern part of the state, along the border with Canada. Holy crap, all the lights. So yeah, like, traffic is pretty much bottlenecked by those 5 bridges. Whereas in Great Falls, they've got, like, the main drag, which has really good traffic flow, and then going the other way, perpendicular to that, you got a bunch of one-ways, which means, again, you can just keep going before you even hit a stoplight. And I've always tried to emulate that part in my city building series. Has the stream stopped? Oh, maybe not. The preview didn't look like it was updating. Gonna hit that bus. Or the light. Oof. Gonna hit that car for sure. Yep. It's gonna completely trash that car. Oh, not that way. So this must be representing the Walmart at the end of town. We're gonna go for a drive and see if they put the Air Force Base in there. We're gonna go drive by the river, see if the dam is there. Do that right here. I'm not really sure what we're carrying this time. Didn't really pay attention to that. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can do a free drive. I don't have my own truck. Excellent. Where do I see? Need money? We can help. Good. I can actually hit the bank now, because I'm probably gonna have to take out a loan. I don't know if I'm making 1,000 a day though. Oh, and I don't even have. Oh wait, truck dealer. There we go. Selection of older trucks is now available at a considerable discount in used trucks. I may have to do that. Whoa, really? The closest truck driver is here? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, let's find... I was hoping they would show one that was in bad condition. Something that's a lot more feasible for me. I guess so. 81 is the cheapest I can get. It looks like, yeah. Hmm. Well, and that's an international? So I need to go to the bank. Let's see if... Well, okay, I can get a loan for 100,000. That's probably going to be very, very expensive, but why don't we do it? All right. Then we'll go into truck dealer. Nope. Used trucks, used trucks. We'll go ahead and buy that one. Oh, don't tell me I gotta go all the way back there. What's my garage? Please select, oh, that one. Thank you for your purchase. Okay. So, let's maybe do a little upgrading. Probably shouldn't, seeing as how I don't really have the money for this. I can't upgrade my own shit here? Can I even change the paint on it? Maybe I'm not at my garage? Let's see, if I just exit, does that exit this? Or oh, drive, here we go. Let's go for a drive. Not making any money, but hey. At the very least, I want to put on one of these paint jobs that I got through the DLC. All right. Now another thing that this streaming doesn't do. Okay, well, I guess it does. It's up there in the corner. I was going to say it doesn't tell me how long I've been streaming for. But we are apparently out of music, so I am going to have to pop in here now. Oh, what? What would be a good one? What's good driving music? 1 hour of Halo Rock? Maybe? Sure, we'll give it a shot. Okay. Oh, so the nearest shop is all the way back in Great Falls. So, that's actually one thing I wanted to look at while we were here. There is, I'm pretty sure there is actually an international dealership in Missoula. I seem to recall that. Where even the hell are we? That's the whole city? mean, one of the big things here should be the university. Okay, I'm gonna have to find a different way. Okay. So this is, oh, we got ourselves a garage right next to my last job. Okay. So knowing that, we'll go this way just for a little bit. Red lights, whatever. We'll go take Reserve Street. We'll go down Big Box Avenue here. If I have the patience for it. We'll see. Probably should have gone out to see if the airport is there. So... what the hell is this? It's been incredibly shortened. They did get that right. What in the hell, man? I thought I turned those on. Oh, interesting. Okay. So they got the Wheat Montana building there. Oh, and then they got that monstrosity. Let's go drive underneath that. At the end of town, they spent way too much money on a walking bridge to cross the busiest street in town. Oh, it's sleeting. Fantastic. Oh, I can't wait for summer. Anyway, yeah. So they built this thing so that people on bikes or on foot could walk from nowhere into town. Oh, they even have a Loose Caboose coffee shop in there. Fantastic. But yeah, like, that should be a golf course, actually. It's like right next to the golf course. Car zone? Wow, that is an auto zone right there. And they got the restaurant. I think it's a 4B's. Okay, that's interesting. There is a train that cuts right through right there. I don't think it runs anymore. There definitely are not those. There are no guards protecting that. Doesn't look like it's going to let me drive that way, unfortunately. Holy shit, how long is this light? There we go. Oh, look. I'm just gonna have to go. Okay, so they got the bank there too. Won't let me go that way. I don't think it's gonna let me go to that side of town. Car dealership being here is accurate. Like they honestly didn't see that as being oh, we already threw anyway. Didn't see it as being important. Is this supposed to be the farm? There is a little urban farm in town. I guess that's supposed to be it. But like, the main part of town is blocked off for some reason. Why is that? I think that building is supposed to be the Costco. Anytime now. Well, they definitely took liberties with the stores that are along the roads here. But the roads themselves are fairly accurate. Aside from how short they are. So I mean, obviously they can't just do a full layout of the cities and everything that they put in their games. But you can definitely see where they probably plunked down in Google Maps or something, saw a few places, then went, okay, we'll put that in the game. Like the post office, for example. That building is accurate. Come on. Bit of a difference in the horns there. Well, I mean, there is kind of a Taco Bell in that area, but we've completely missed the bridge that goes to the university. Like, you'd think that that's like the major landmark in town. You'd think that they'd have, I guess, I mean, it is a residential area, but you'd think you'd be able to drive just to go see. But no. Not at all. Not in the right lane. Not in the right lane whatsoever. So I need to go get me a job. I should probably actually... What is that? They got a new photo thing? I guess I need to go out here so I can rest and then get another job. How do I pin? I forgot how to pin. Oh, we're just gonna violate traffic again. Go do this quickly. Because I gotta be making, what, 1,800 a day to pay off that loan? This isn't even a good truck. I guess it's just a photo opportunity? Or a photorealistic building? That seems to be where that thing is. Takes us to the county courthouse. Huh, okay. I just want to know what that thing is on my map. Do I even need to do that? That's what I get for taking my eyes off the road, trying to look at the GPS. I should just be able to go back to my oh boy, I'm stuck. Back to my shop, I think. You were freaking kidding. Okay, what am I stuck on? The sidewalk? I don't feel like there should be a reason for that. Okay, when you're in the wrong lane, going through a red light doesn't count. Excellent. You can't repair at your own shop, can you? Put the brights on. I don't want to drive through the field there. Oh, I wonder if I can. Hooray, shortcut. Alright. Where's the repair? There it is. All right. $1,000 down the drain. What? That didn't only... Repair all, please. I'm still 9% damaged? That's not supposed to be. I'm still 1% damaged. Huh. Okay, here's where I should be able to do this. Is this supposed to be the new paint job? Maybe it hasn't unlocked yet. Hey, Alex. I did see it, yes. And, I kind of kicked myself because they actually offered me a key for it too, and I didn't take it because I would have had to verify I was who I said I was, even though they sent me the key, and therefore, or the email to sign up for a key, I should say. Therefore, thinking that I am who I am, I would have basically had to put in my login credentials for my YouTube account, and I didn't want to do that for a third party that I'd never heard of, so I didn't take it. But I did see it, and I'm kind of interested in playing it because it's actually a remake of a game from Cryptic Comet, who created Armageddon Empires, which is one of the first games I ever played on this channel. And they also did the Occult Chronicles, which I've also played. So I already that was another thing I saw too, because I never saw a reference to the previous game. I was like, are these guys just straight up stealing or what? But apparently it is actually an official remake of that game, just from a completely different studio. But it looks cool. I would like to look at it. I don't know if they'll offer me the key again because I didn't reply to them, but I might consider it. Like all Cryptic Comet games, it's a bit more involved. So I don't know if I'd be good at it, but that might actually be kind of a fun stream game to try out. I don't know what I want to do with this. That's a hell of a lot of money. 21,000? I can't even pay for the upgrade, so never mind. We're gonna have to go do some jobs. But first, I gotta go stop over here and sleep. Which I should be able to do just here. Okay. Now, job market. Let's do a quick job. Oh, right, yeah. That's where we hop over. I mean, that wouldn't actually be a bad idea necessarily. Not do damage to my own truck. What do we have actually on them? Well, first, let's look at my email here. We're looking for a skilled driver with their own truck for a large number of deliveries. We offer competitive rates, 17,000 for a job, but I have to go all the way to Great Falls for it, huh? I don't even know if it's going to be there, to be honest with you. By the time I get there, it may not be. Go to Pendleton. It's a completely different direction. If I could take one that goes there, goes in that area, that'd be great, but these all go in the opposite direction. I'd like to get paid on my way there. Get one in Butte. That'd be a halfway job anyhow. Alright, let's go pick up some paper. Can I get out that way? I don't think so. Probably better. Probably better go the correct way. So, there have been updates to this game since last I played, however many years ago. One thing I've definitely noticed is that parking brake is no longer, like, immediate stop anymore. You now slide. Which is too bad because I've abused that mechanic. It's always faster to just slam on the parking brake than it is to actually slow down. There's a question mark up there. Wonder what I haven't unlocked. Because it's the Kenworth dealership? Oh, damn it, no, I don't want to do that. No, 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 no. I want my job. Oh God, what one was it? Butte to Bozeman. There, that one. Alright. Well, I think if I'd had my signal on, I could have gotten through that. We gotta be making some money. But, yeah, so, like, even though I want to do Ithilien Infernum, I don't think that that should be my main game. I think that I do really need to... Why is it so loud? I do need to focus on City Builders as like the primary series, and then do secondary ones for other games. So we're back again doing Uncharted Ocean or Uncharted Waters for their year anniversary event, but that shouldn't take much longer. So I'll open that slot. I was going to do Kingdoms and Castles. Frankly, that game's a little boring. I couldn't keep interest in it. And they just released, I guess, like the early access for Ancient Builders Greece, but apparently all the reviews for it say it's absolutely not ready to play yet. And I wasn't too impressed with the Egyptian demo that had been released, so I think maybe I'll give a wait on that one. I was thinking about going back to Anno 2070, because the series I did for that was only a sandbox. I didn't do the campaign. So I might play through the campaign on that. I'm not really sure what I should be playing yet next. Against the Storm? I don't even know what that is. Here, I'm gonna have to tab out for a minute here. Even heard of this. Rogue Light City Builder, huh? Huh. It's got an interesting aesthetic. I'll have to look at that. I'd never even heard of that game. There's a lot of city builders that aren't like full city builders, and I kind of give those a pass. Like games that have city building elements, but there's something else. But I don't know, I guess I just don't really pay attention to a lot of the game news these days. So just cut that guy off, I didn't really mean to. I wonder if I can hop over and ride the rails. Use the train tracks as my road instead. I'm all over the place. But, I don't know, like, maybe it's just seasonal or something. I just haven't really had a lot of motivation to even play some of the games that I have been playing. Village Builder. I'll definitely give it a look. Probably watch a video on it or something just to see what it's like to play. That's another thing too, though. I think I'm gonna have to start getting out of the habit of doing big, long series. Just because I don't really have the... Oh, okay. I was gonna... Oh, we gotta go this way anyway. Really? Even though it said Butte going that way? That's right. Like, I'd like to start busting out a lot more of the, like the six-pack series kind of games. Games that I don't do, like, a full playthrough of. Just because I think that that is a thing that hampers me, too. I think that after 40 episodes, you know, I've milked it dry in terms of interest. Especially since nowadays there's sort of the trend of doing less Let's Playing and more like just a full long play. And if you can watch somebody play the game through in like 3 hours, as opposed to, you know, like a 20-hour Let's Play, that's not particularly interesting anyway. I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch that sort of thing anymore. Alright, this better still be here. To Great Falls. We'll take it. And now I'm gonna have to remember how to hook up a trailer on this. Okay. That is not turning correctly. Go, 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 go. Okay. Yeah, well, and the thing is, too, like, a lot of Let's Playing was very personality-based. You know, like, everyone would play the same game when it came out, but you'd watch a certain person just for, you know, just because you liked watching that person. But now that sort of culture is more stream-based, I guess. And now video gaming on YouTube is more like game review, short 20-minute episode kind of thing, or just like a no commentary full playthrough, like Let's Playing, as I have been doing for the past dozen years, uh, it's just not a thing anymore. It's old and gone. So, I mean, that probably doesn't help me either, but, you know. There's still enough people that watch a lot of the old stuff that I do. Or have done, rather. But, I mean, I was never really a big channel at any point in all the time that I've done this. So really nothing has changed dramatically on my part. But I guess, my viewership is definitely focused. Just pretty much like 80% of the views that I get are for city builder stuff. And early on when I started, I did a lot of kind of obscure indie game stuff. And that was alright, but like I didn't really gain traction until I started doing the city builder stuff. And for a little while, branching out kind of helped, but again, it just doesn't really... Especially, like, the older stuff. Like, the Assassin's Creed is just a completely different genre than most of the stuff that I have on my channel. So every time I do an Assassin's Creed, I'm just doing it to, I guess, for my own entertainment, really. Like, those videos are... I guess really just sort of a waste of my time to even do, because those series end up being like 40 to 60 episodes, and whenever a new one comes out, there's maybe a few dozen people who watch it, but I think the interest in those games is well over, especially since I'm playing the older ones and not the new ones, and it's just not my audience. And it's been a while, I guess, since I've done like a strategy game. But I don't know. It's just so noticeable in my analytics, the difference between my city building series and anything else that I do. Well, yeah. I mean, like, just being. Well, and, it's funny, too, I guess. Like, a lot of the games that I play that do frustrate me, like, that's sort of the whole gimmick for why people even watch them, I think. Because most of my stuff, Jesus, for even the city builder, especially... What? I'm not allowed to go this way. But it's telling me to go this way. It's not even giving me a hint for going around. Oh, good. We gotta go around a helicopter. Like, most of what I do is very, calm and... just not anything really intensive or interesting. And so I think to do those kinds of series, like, that's the only entertaining thing about it. It's just when I get really upset about it. which, is itself not a reason to do them. It's not why I do them. But I think it's the only reason anybody watches them. I wouldn't say that YouTubing has become a chore, because I play games all the time. Recording them is a natural thing at this point for me to be doing. But I guess sometimes feeling obligated to have something is kind of wearing thin on me here. Like, knowing that I only have so much time now where I can really only focus on one series, I am kind of boxed in a little bit about what I can play, or what I feel like I can play, versus what I have an interest in playing. Like, with the Assassin's Creed thing, I guess it's a perfect example. Just getting the itch to play it after a while. Like, after the first couple episodes, it's not worth doing the series anymore, but I'm committed to finishing the game. And the thing is, like, I could just play the game for myself and not do a series on it, but that's hours playing the game. Like, I have definitely lost interest and patience in those kinds of games, well before I end the series of them. But I don't know if it's just because of how I do things now, or what. Because back in the day, I used to just sort of blast through a series. I would record, dozens of episodes ahead of time, and the series would be done long before it was ever finished on YouTube, before all the videos were published or anything. Now I'm more keeping with it day to day, and I think that for me, I'm experiencing the same sort of burnout that the viewership always did. A 60 episode series is 2 months worth of episodes. You get tired of that game. But when I was only playing it for like a week and busting out a ton of episodes, it wasn't that bad. But now it's just the dread, I guess, of playing it for that long, and just, not seeing any real reward for doing so. Not that I'm doing this for the money or anything, but just seeing the viewership tank, and knowing it's going to be a few weeks before I even do anything new to keep the channel alive. It's just, this whole thing is kind of gone back to being a hobby for me, I guess. Where it's just something I do just because. Well, yeah, and I did used to take breaks pretty frequently, too. Which was also nice, because then, before I would come back from a break, I would have a series half recorded already. So again, that would sort of take the pressure off, and I would have an episode ready to go. I mean, the past several episodes, or series rather, I've been really bad about consistency. Especially when I shouldn't be. Like Theo Town. Theo Town was a very popular series, and there would be a few days in between several episodes, especially near the end of the series, and you'd see the viewership immediately tank. Like, the interest of YouTube is very fickle, just because, like, as you say, there's just so much on YouTube now you have to keep eyeballs if you want that, if you want to keep going. So, I mean, it's just kind of a balancing act where I have to find something that I'm going to enjoy, that people are going to want to see, that I can get done in a reasonable amount of time, and just be consistent with the uploading. But the time is another thing that is an issue for me too. I've been doing longer episodes the past couple years. I've been doing 40-minute to an hour long episodes, whereas before I was only doing 20 to 30 minutes, and like 40-minute episodes were long ones. But I'm also choosing games that are more oriented towards longer episodes because, well, even like Theotown, a half-hour episode, I'm not going to get a lot done in half an hour. And I guess I didn't worry about that too much before, but like there's just not enough going on in some of the episodes, especially when I do a Conan series. There's definitely not enough that happens within 30 minutes to make that worthwhile. But looking at like Uncharted Waters, that can be any amount of time as long as I'm basically hitting the bullet points of the missions and whatnot in the story. So I guess I've just got to choose whether I want sort of a short episode where I can maintain some energy in it, or do longer episodes so that the series doesn't take forever, and we just keep pushing through more things, more games on the channel. Okay, so this is accurate to the airport. They do have some planes. I mean, that one's been there forever. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd definitely like to look at it. I'd like to check it out. But, like I said, if I'm going to be playing a game, it may as well be for the channel. I don't really have time to play games for myself anymore. So, I'm a little bit picky in that regard. So the reason they have these planes up near the airport is because they have an Air Force base in Great Falls. And they've also got like the Montana Guard thing up by the airport. So they've got the airport on this side of town, and then over, well, I guess it's not even showing up here, but over here is the Air Force base. And so a big thing was always you'd have jets flying from one airfield to the other as part of their practice. Anyway, that's just a little tidbit there. Well, they got the tower to the airport correct. I don't know if the airport itself is correct. I guess maybe. But, I mean, I get suggestions for games a lot, and I'd like to play a greater variety of stuff. But just the way I do things, it just doesn't really work out like that. I guess I could become a channel that just does a lot of unfinished series. I mean, that is kind of a thing where, like, the people who do this stuff for a living, they'll run a series until they see the viewership drop significantly, and then they move on to something else. But that's sort of where my 6-pack idea came in, where I would only do a 6-episode series, a little bit longer than a quick look. And, well, I mean, yes, this is actually a very boring part of the country. And real, this is one of the downsides to Montana. People say, oh, Montana's so beautiful, but most of it is not. Most of it's just boring ass plains. Where the hell am I even going right now? I guess this is the backside of something. Cargo terminal, okay. But like with the six-pack series, the whole idea was that I could have a variable amount of time because I could do 6 20-minute episodes, 6 half-an-hour episodes, 6 hour-long episodes. Yeah, I could change how much time I needed to dedicate to a game, still maintaining only 6 episodes, and I would be done with it in a week, you know? Then I could move on to another game every week. But, I don't know, I guess I haven't found a lot of games that are worth that kind of format. Not lately, anyway. I mean, most of the games that I play now are games that I want to actually play, or play through them. And anything that I've done a short series on, or a quick look on, have mostly been like the indie games that I keep getting keys for every now and then. Games that I don't think I'll commit to. But maybe I should consider doing a short series for games that people are interested in. That way people will actually want to watch them, for one thing. And then, so I can do that one. And then it still is a short series, you know, it's like the best of both worlds. I guess I'll take the trailer. I was kind of wanting to drive around a little bit. If I could not have that goddamn mirror in my way. Okay. Go a little bit slower than that. No, I've always been really, I guess, I mean the irony of choosing to be a partner and then being opposed to ads, but I definitely think that for a channel like mine, excessive amounts of ads would hurt me more than anything else. I remember seeing some of those kinds of videos on, you know, how to YouTube, and there are, well, one suggestion was that YouTube does like every 8 minutes, I guess, is when they suggest you should put an ad for mid-roll to like maximize, because hey Sleepy Duke, to maximize your ad revenue or whatever. And I was just like, are you kidding? If I did an hour-long episode and put an ad break in every 8 minutes, no one would watch my shit. Most people stop watching after about 4 minutes anyway, so like that would be the worst thing I could do to myself. But I think there definitely is that mentality, you know, some people do YouTubing because they want to, other people see it as just a way to monetize everything they possibly can. And and so they think of it like that, and no one really seems to think about it as something from like what you want to watch. Well, no, I know, but like even doing that, even putting a mid-roll ad in or an end-roll one, for me as a viewer, like I've always tried to think of it as what I do, and first of all, I use ad block, so I don't even watch ads. But like if I are you freaking serious? Hold your horses there, bus. Oh, then the other guy's gonna get in front of me. Okay. For me as a viewer, if I was watching something and had an ad break in the middle of it, like a half-hour episode, there's an ad at 15 minutes, right? That would annoy me. Maybe not enough to stop watching, but consistently, especially if I'm watching a series, and that's sort of what I tend to do too. Like I'll watch a playlist of stuff. So to constantly have an advertisement every 15 minutes, or even half an hour, especially if it's poorly placed, like if it's not meant to be where it's at, and it breaks the flow of the video, that just annoys me. And so I've always tried to avoid doing that myself for things, or in my own videos. And I mean, I don't even make $100 a month off of my ad revenue. And so even if I did double it to like 200, that's still not enough to really justify to me, potentially sending viewers off or turning viewers off, because I'm not doing this to make a living off of it. I never have. It's always been a hobby, and it's always something I'm going to do as a hobby. It's just, I have the opportunity to be partner to make a little bit of money, and it pays some of my bills. Like it'll pay my internet bill or whatever. But going hardcore into the Let's Playing has never been an idea that I've wanted to follow. My other stuff, yes. Like I wanted to do my Gazworks channel as definitely like a game development, game tutorial kind of series, because I had wanted to make games. And so I was going to sort of use the tutorial thing, as I was learning, I would do a tutorial and just sort of build the channel around that, so I had an audience, so that when I did release a game, I already had people watching it. But that never came to pass. And like the history channel that I've always wanted to do, I mean, that would be something that I would do for monetizing. Like those side projects would be what I would like to do, so that I could work for myself instead of having to do the jobs that I have been doing. But unfortunately, of all the things I've ever done, this Let's Plays channel has been the only thing that's been even remotely successful. But, I don't want this to be like other professional streamers or YouTubers, professional Let's Players. I don't want to follow in their footsteps of what they do, because first of all, it's a hell of a lot of effort. Having to edit down the gameplay videos and make it punchy and all that stuff. For me, it's hard enough just to record an episode and then publish it. But to record a bunch of episodes ahead of time and then spend hours editing and then putting that forward and then doing the SEO and all the special thumbnails and all that stuff, like I could do that, but man, I just don't have the energy for that anymore. And frankly, I think it's too late for me to even make this channel something big like that. Like if I did switch gears and do sort of a reboot of the channel and follow in those footsteps, I don't think it would work. I don't think just from like a YouTube perspective, I don't think it'd work. I don't necessarily think that YouTube would even catch on with it. just because I think that so much of my channel, the algorithm already knows who I am and the kind of content I put out. I'm not sure that an immediate change like that would necessarily see any great change in success. And also, too, even if it did, and I get the audience, the new audience moving in, they would only really see the new episodes, because all the episodes, I've got thousands of videos, 12 and a half years of content that would not be like the new stuff I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, may as well just start another channel. I'm not really sure what we're hauling, Sleepy Duke. I'll be honest, I wasn't really paying attention. I just took the job. It's a short trailer of something. That's all I know. Okay, we're taking the express lane. It's a very bumpy ride. Okay. Seem to be hitting a few things. Like the car. I'm gonna have to find a place to sleep here soon, too. Are we close? Kind of. Not really. I guess this is pretty accurate, too. Just long stretches of absolutely nothing. I don't think I fueled up either. I'm used to starting out in company vehicles, so all that stuff is paid for ahead of time. Yeah, I don't think I could play this game the way other serious people do. Playing with the gear shifting and all that stuff, I have no patience for that. I'm just here to drive from one spot to another, and hopefully not crash too bad, and pay attention to the road a little bit. Yeah, Montana is a lot of nothing. It is a very big, empty place. Yeah. Well, I kind of almost feel like the DLC prices for this game are a little bit out of whack. just because of stuff like that. You know, like a state that has like population and stuff to actually go see and do and all that stuff feels like maybe that should be a little bit bigger and maybe priced accordingly, you know, as opposed to this. Like, I don't see. I mean, I definitely do not plan on buying all 50 states for this. I don't play the game anymore. I'm just playing this sort of more as a test of streaming on YouTube than anything. I need to pull in. Um, but like, I feel like Montana, Wyoming, maybe even Idaho could have been combined. I don't think they need to be releasing these state by state. Or were we not? Did I? I mean, yeah, that's effectively where the population is at. I mean, not Nebraska, but Nebraska being a representation of the middle of nowhere Montana or America that most of the place is. Oh, well, probably should have stopped there. Really? Why on earth would you want to choose Nebraska of all places? See, I'm the complete opposite. I grew up in Montana my entire life. I cannot stand rural America, and I don't ever want to see a fucking winter again in my life. Climate change is probably going to solve that for me, but like, I am so done with cold, wet, snowy weather. So I am absolutely the opposite of that. Where in the hell am I going? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just familiarity breeds contempt, you know? Everyone kind of gets tired of the same thing over and over again. But man, it does get wearing just being in the same boring, ugly place year after year. Oh, well, it absolutely is. I mean, this is always part of the big debate that conservatives will bring up during like election years, right? Because you look at a political map and you see all of the counties that are Republican, and then compared to the counties that are Democrat, it seems like a hell of a lot. But then you look at the votes, and there are way more Democratic votes. And every goddamn election, conservative America is always up in arms, like, oh, the elections are getting rigged. Look at this. How is this possible? Well, because if you take all of those Republican counties and add up the people, there's nobody in them. Like the entirety of Montana, which is a huge state, there's a million people that live here. Like there's nobody here. So it's a hugely accurate statement to say that. Like movies, there's a reason like every movie about America in like the 80s and 90s was in New York because like that's where the people were. And now it's just like I mean, like you said with um, New York, Texas, California are the three population centers in this country. So, oh no, absolutely not. No, real estate is not cheap here at all. I mean, relative, I suppose, relative to the rest of the country, but we got the same problem as everybody else where you've got all these corporations buying up land and jacking up the prices. And the problem especially with Montana is that we have no economy here. Like this is a farming and ranching state. So, there's nothing that goes on here. Mining a little bit, sure, but most of the money is in land. It's in ranching and farming. And so, there aren't any jobs here that pay anything. And so when they jack up the property values and all that, and then the taxes, land taxes, like nobody can afford any of that shit. And so it really doesn't help at all that that we've got basically the same nationwide corporations coming in. Is this the place I'm supposed to be? Um, and just completely ruining the market for everything. Yeah, no, I hate it here, to be honest with you. I hate the people, I hate the weather. I'm not a huge fan of the area. Like I don't hunt or fish or anything, so I'm not an outdoors person. It just I mean it's a nothing state with nothing in it. But I can't afford to move anywhere, so that's always been a problem. And when I was in a situation where I could afford to move, that's when the COVID lockdowns started. So like no one was going anywhere. And shortly after that is when the real estate bubble started happening. So now it's way too expensive to move anywhere. So it's just kind of, it sucks. Actually, let's make that better fuel economy. It sucks living somewhere where nothing happens and most of the people are just fine with that. So I can get a little bit more money so I can move? Maybe. Maybe someday we'll think about doing that. To Ketchum, Idaho. I guess we could do that. I don't know. I've actually kind of, I think I've got my fill of this. I do kind of want to go back to Great Falls though to drive around in some of that. Let's see if I can't get something that takes me back there. To Great Falls, there we go. But I don't know. I've kind of come to an acceptance point in my life. I mean, I'm middle-aged. I really don't think anything's gonna get much better. So just keep on plugging away and keep myself interested in stuff until I die, I guess. I don't know. At this point, if I could move anywhere, I honestly don't know where I'd go. Like several years ago, I thought about moving to the coast. I definitely would like to live somewhere that, is this where? Somewhere more, I guess now, more based on weather than anything. Somewhere that doesn't have like 6 months of winter would be great. I don't know, just like the more time passes, the less I just even want to be in America. Like there isn't really any place that I. Oh, thanks. Of course, I don't have anything in my trailer. Of course, I can bypass it. You know, I just don't have any place that I really want to go. Like anywhere that is warm and sunny is basically going to be backwards or way too expensive to live in. And you go to the coast, and sure, it's nice and green, and I like that, but it's rainy and overcast all the time, and that's depressing. Canada might be nice, but I hate the cold as it is, so why go further north? I don't speak Spanish, so I can't go south. Go live on a beach in the Caribbean or something, you know, like I can't. I don't know. I don't know where I'd want to be right now. Yes and no. I mean, sort of. Like, there are distinct cultural differences that I think Canada would be an easier place to live in, but also it depends on where. Like, Alberta, for example, right above Montana, it would basically be, to my understanding, an extension of that culture. Like, I would definitely not want to move to Alberta or anything like that. Um, but you know, elsewhere, I hear Vancouver's nice, but the weather is, well, first of all, it's highly expensive, but the weather is probably similar to like Seattle. I don't know about that. I don't think there is really any place that is perfect. You know, like that's just not a thing anywhere. But I don't think that there's any place nowadays that just really interests me that I think, oh, I'd like to live there. I'd like to visit a lot of places, but honestly, I think that at this point in my life, I would rather just be at home. Like, my job that I have now is work from home, and aside from going out to get some food the past couple days, I don't ever leave anymore, and I'm just fine with that. So, as far as that's concerned, you know, I don't really have a need anymore to go somewhere where there's cultural activities to do. Like, I have no friends anymore. They've all moved away or gotten married or whatever. So I don't go out and do anything with people. I'm not going to go be among people by myself because I can't stand people. So really now, I guess where I'd want to live, I'm more concerned with just like a pleasant place with some pleasant weather, and that's about it. Oh, yes, I guess I do need to find a rest stop, don't I? Okay, we'll hit the rest stop here first. I'm low on fuel anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, like, at this point, everything I want to do is at home, you know? Like, there's nothing that I even really want to go out for. Like, I'm not huge on music. Speaking of which, the soundtrack has disappeared. Um, so I don't go to concerts. I'm not gonna drink by myself, and I don't drink really that much anyway, so I don't go out to bars. I'm not really interested in traveling to national parks or tourist traps or anything like that. So that part doesn't really matter to me anymore. Like, what matters to me now in my boring adulthood is being able to go out and get groceries or whatever without a lot of hassle and just have some nice weather to not have to deal with every day. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't want to live in a small town. There are plenty of small towns I could go to anywhere around here, obviously. But I don't want to be in like the middle. Like, if I could be in an urbanized area but live sort of outside of it, not in a suburb either. Like, that would be ideal. No, no, I eat food. It's nothing fancy. That's another thing too. I don't cook. So, like, if I can't make something in half an hour, it's gonna be spaghetti or something simple. But like, I do cook things. Like, what was the last thing I made? I gotta go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Okay, how do I get in there? Well, here's the hotel, but they got the beds on that side? What the? There we go. Probably should have backed in, but whatever. Okay. Rest. Okay. So, like, one of the things I'll make for myself very frequently now is like French toast or biscuits and gravy. Like, breakfast for dinner is a very quick meal and is very filling, so I'll make that a lot now. But I used to make pasta dishes, salad sometimes. I do have like chicken breasts, frozen chicken breasts or fish fillets. Just make something quick with that every now and then. Like, I don't know, being a bachelor, I don't give a crap about food, so I don't really care about making anything fancy. Like, honestly, for me, I've never been thrilled about food anyway. Eating is just kind of a waste of time, but it's necessary, unfortunately. So I just kind of do all the boring stuff. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. As quickly as possible, because I'm very time conscious now. Says the man who wastes 3 hours every Saturday on playing a video game. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I've kind of given up on a lot in life. If like I think a lot of people, and most of the people that I've met, just have never had a plan. And I have always been the opposite of that. I've always been a plan kind of guy. Like I've always had an idea of what I wanted to be in life, what I wanted to do, and I managed to make that very successful all the way through college. My freshman year, I had my college all planned out. I knew what courses I needed for my credits, all that shit. Oh, it just occurred to me that by sleeping, I probably missed my deadline for this. Oh, well, but like after college, university, whatever, I went there for 6 years, got 2 degrees. Um, that's when the 2008 economy collapsed, and after that, just everything, every plan that I had just kind of fell apart. And if I had managed to do what I thought I was going to be able to do after graduating, I probably never would have even started Let's Playing. I would have actually had stuff in my life to do, and this would not have been a part of it. But yeah, as the years have gone by, and I've been trying to get my feet under me and make something happen, I think that it's just been harder and harder for me to want to put that kind of effort in anymore. I mean, for so many years, I have tried to get deeper into like the graphics field, and just even try and find a job related to this. And now that I've got one, I just don't see myself continuing it, Like I have lost so much interest in what I used to want to do, and I've had to spend so much time and energy trying to find alternatives because I've been stuck in like warehouse jobs and whatever just to make pay the bills and make rent and all that. I feel like I've lost a lot of the motivations, and now I just kind of want to be able to have sort of that comfortable life that I know every day is just going to be, it's going to get me somewhere, even if it's not where I want to be. Like the job that I had years ago, prior to, I guess, the COVID lockdowns, like I was there for 5 years, and that was just a warehouse job. And I tried getting out of that almost immediately, and I was unable to. But why I stayed was because the company actually needed their website rebuilt, and so I took over that, and I started doing some of the graphic stuff in-house for like the sales team and all that. So it was related to the field, at least, that I wanted to do stuff in. And it ended up becoming a job where, even though it wasn't paying very well, it was comfortable. It didn't require a lot of effort on my part, and it was paying enough that I was able to just spend money without thinking about it. I was able to like buy the gaming computer that I made and not worry about how I was going to pay for it or anything. And that there's a really seductive comfort in that. And I think it's why a lot of people get stuck in jobs that they hate, just because, it's easy, you know what you're going to do. When I quit and I took those 2 years off thinking that I was going to do my own project, I mean that should have been the time, and then just because I guess of who I am, I let that fall back, and I lost a lot of money, and then I had to take another warehouse job to make up for it. And that just it brought it back into perspective, just like how much time I've wasted and am wasting. And that's why I quit that job and found the one that I do now. But like I said, it's not worth my time to keep doing this one either. I've had so many ideas over the years and so much interest in other things. I want to get at least one of those things done. Oh, I'm sure they still use the phone messages. Yeah, I highly doubt that they even know it. So like my old boss called me, I don't know, a couple months ago. Bear in mind, I haven't worked at that job for like 3.5 years. Called me and was asking about the website, because I guess whoever took it over after I left has also left. And I was just like, dude, I don't work here anymore. And I left a whole bunch of information on how to maintain this stuff after I left. Like, you're on your own. Now I'm steering with the keyboard. I don't even have my hand on the mouse right now, which I probably should. As I almost sideswiped that truck. See, what I usually do is I drive down the center. This prevents people from passing you, and it usually means that the road is open. And you do not suffer from that. You don't get pulled over for that or ticketed or anything. Yeah, I mean, that's almost what it feels like. No, I absolutely am the opposite of that. I've always had organizational skills, and I'm fantastic with money. Like, I'm back now to a comfortable bank account after having to borrow money from my brother. I'm fantastic at that stuff. It's like a game to me. What I have problems with is self-motivation. Like, if I don't have a structured goal and a schedule to work for, to confine myself and to force myself to do something, is almost impossible. Like, the shit that... Compare the shit that I would do for the jobs that I had to what I do on my own. I mean, there's a little bit of, the job is exhausting and I'm tired and I just want to sit down and play a video game or whatever, but the other part of it too is just that, like, with an undefined goal, I struggle a lot to focus on it. And maybe that's adult ADHD or something, but I mean, that's that has always been my problem. Like, making a game, getting myself to sit down and make a game is difficult. But if it's for like a contest and I've got a month to do it, I'll bust that shit out. Like, doing things for other people, I have absolutely no problem with doing. Doing it for myself, that's incredible. Like, that's an incredible amount of effort. Which is kind of why I wanted to do this streaming thing. Because I feel like if I'm doing things with a stream, at least having other people You know, that gives me that takes it out of being like my task for myself and adds a little bit of structure for it, you know? I wouldn't say I work better under pressure. In fact, I stress out a lot, but I definitely am more motivated under pressure. Yeah, but I don't stream for that. Like that's what I was trying to say with like my Let's Play channel. My Let's Play channel was never going to be I want to be a streamer. I want to be a video game player on YouTube. Like my channel, this whole thing has always been it's a hobby and I'm just sharing it. But like for my other stuff, yes, absolutely. Like I want to do the game channel. I want to do the history channel. Because those things I have an interest in. But again, because I am doing them for myself, you know, for the job that I have right now, they need me to work on a website. Sure, no problem. It's done by the end of the day. I want to make my own website. I've had Gazworks.com for years, and I haven't even made a page for it. You know? I mean, I've been paying hundreds of dollars to GoDaddy to hold on to the Gazworks.com domain for nothing. Well, I mean, game development, maybe not so much, but like game and game design for sure. So, like, I found years ago when I was sorting through my papers at my parents' house, I found like essays that we would write in like elementary school. And one of the things that I said was I want to be a game maker when I grow up. Like, I was a Nintendo kid growing up, and we were poor, so I never had a lot of games. We'd always have to rent them. But I would also, I would get like the magazines, like the Nintendo Power magazines and stuff like that, and I would actually draw levels. Like, I've got old sketchbooks of like Zelda levels and stuff. I would draw my video games because I couldn't always play them. So like I've always had an obsession with games and game making, not just video games. Like I've had board game ideas. I used to be really big into card games when card games were a thing in the 90s. I had game ideas for that. I've got like the skeleton of a role-playing game. I mean, I've always wanted to be a game designer. But that's not just something you can jump into on your own without any knowledge. And you know, around here, if I lived anywhere else, I might have been able to go to school for it. But that wasn't a thing here. So anything I've learned about game design, game development, making my own games has been on my own. Reading books, watching tutorials, whatever. And, you know, I lean more on the artistic side of things, so I'm not a programmer. Learning that has been somewhat difficult for me. Like, using Game Maker Studio was a real breakthrough for me. Because I learned a little bit about Flash game development, and I started doing that. But you know, even ActionScript, which is a super simple script as far as programming languages go, that was even still a little hard to wrap my head around sometimes. Oh yeah, I've made several games actually. Not good games. But I have made them. I've made money from them. Not a lot of money, but I've sold them. But, if I was going to do that for real, I think that I would have to, like, actually study it like I was going to school or something. I don't think that, like when I started, it was viable to just be an amateur indie game maker, and now the indie games are basically their own industry. Like, I don't think that you can really do that without actually having a little bit of professionalism in there. But again, it's just, when do I stop learning? No, I've made more than 50. Well, so like one, I didn't get paid out until I made 100, so I don't. I mean, maybe less than 1,000, but more than more than 100 for sure. But it's just always been it's been a struggle in that I don't just have the time to do stuff. I did at one very brief moment in my life, but I squandered that. But, like, if right now I can't just jump into game development, right? Like, it would have to be something that I'm doing on the side while I'm still making money. And that has always been the biggest speed bump, trying to make something happen like that. The like even starting my Let's Play channel, starting my game development channel, that was only viable because I was living at home with my parents at the time. I was unemployed, and that was my desperate attempt at finding something that I could do. Which, again, if I had managed to graduate and find my career field right away, none of that would have even been a thing. I mean, effectively, I do. I mean, I wouldn't say working, as in, like, I'm on the clock and making money, but the amount of extra time I have spent learning things, I'd consider that a job. I mean, honestly, I've learned more in any creative field outside of school than I ever did in the classroom. Like, I have a degree, and I've learned more outside of in the real world than I have when I was, going to school for that degree. And because I do just have an eclectic mix of interests, I'm reading stuff, watching stuff. Like, I think the biggest problem for me has always been just that I'm not single-mindedly focused on one thing. Because if I had that one singular passion that I could have followed it, I think I would have been a lot more successful than just having the varied interests that I've always had. But I also think that I would be far more boring and far less knowledgeable of things if I had followed that. Have I even been paying this back? I haven't repaid any of this back. Got a little bit. I think I have to pay the whole thing in full. I can't just pay a little at a time here. That's not great. That's probably not going to be viable. But anyway, I think that's probably enough for now. Basically, this was just a test to see how YouTube streaming works and what I need to do for the setup. I think next time I'd like to try it with with a dual stream and see if I can't do that. I need you to get out of the way. And I'm going to have to set up, oh boy. How about this one? There. Going to have to set up all new things in OBS, apparently. So, yeah. And I don't know how it works either. The ability to dual stream, at least on the Twitch end, they require streamers to have it so that their audience doesn't miss out on anything, which basically means that I need to have the chat available so that the Twitch streamers can see the YouTube stream and the YouTube stream can see the Twitch stream. So, yeah, I don't know what else. Relaxing Castlevania music? I'm sure that's interesting. Have we been playing here? Here we go. Well, I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate, but whatever. Anyway, so, yeah. Once I do get this down, though, I'm not really sure what I will be streaming. I don't know if they'll allow this or not. I'm not monetizing this stream in particular anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If it gets demonetized or whatever, I can just pretend it didn't even exist. Well, so, like, they did change that policy. I was reading about it, but it is restrictive. Like I said, you have to make it. You have to give the same experience as YouTube as you do for Twitch. So, like I said, you have to have a chat going or whatever, or have the ability to see it. I don't even know, but as long as Twitch viewers are not missing out, which, I mean, I had like 3 viewers anyway. Maybe I won't even worry about Twitch anymore. But if I can figure out what else I'd like to do, we just move the stream over to here. But like I was saying earlier, I think that if I do want to do some game development stuff and maybe work towards that, I would do that as a stream instead. Maybe do less video game oriented streaming. Or just make the stream just kind of a variety stream or something. Basically just what I've been doing so far, I guess. Don't have to change much. So where's that? There we go. So let's see, now that I can click on this stuff, the stream is healthy. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Products. Interesting. I can drop products in my stream. I don't think I want to do that. Okay. Well, so next time I'll try it with lower latency too, and maybe the chat will be more in time with things. Unlist live replay once the stream ends. I don't think we need to do that. Okay, well, anyway. Again, this was just more of a test than anything, just to see how this is different. And it is different. What's the question? The Uncharted Waters one, yeah. Well, I think that that is probably a combination of microphone change and getting older. I also have a lot less excitement for this stuff than I did before, too. I know that in a lot of my earlier episodes, or series, I should say, I was doing them during the daytime. I was in a, I wouldn't say a better place mentally or anything like that. But I don't know. I think that there was a lot going on in my life that was less depressing than where I'm at now. But I think that that has a lot to do with it. But also, especially like if you go to my earliest episodes, and I mean my voice changed a lot because I spent a lot of time not really talking. I mean, after college, I was unemployed for a long time, and I was living at home, and so the only people I talked to were my family. And so I didn't really use my voice all that much, but I've definitely noticed that talking a lot more definitely changed my voice. It deepened it. But I think that, just getting older has also had a significant change over the last 12 years. Um, so I don't know. It could just be a bunch of things. I think just getting older and just being a little more bored with life. Like I definitely am not attempting my current voice, and also, I mean, Uncharted Waters is kind of a boring series as well. Like I mean, the episodes are not really edited. I mean, I just pause the recording, but for some of those episodes, I sit there for hours and hours and hours, and nothing happens. So when I turn the recording back on, I'm not all, bright and sunny. Like, I'm bored and tired, and I've been sitting there for a while. Does it? I mean, it might. Probably because whenever I attempt other languages, it's in a character voice. No. And like right now, my voice is still scratchy from whatever the hell I just got over. From a little cold I got over. But I don't know. Doing a recording at night changes that too. I'm a lot quieter at night, in the evening, and all that. So I don't know. It's a factor of a lot of things. Great. Now I just gotta go look for it. Emperor, Rise of the Middle Kingdom.
I'm Gaz, and this. Let's play Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom. This is the last game in the Impression City Building series, and was the only game that didn't have an expansion.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's 11 years ago. But, yeah. Well, thanks. Hopefully, as spring comes around and the sun actually comes out, and it's not just a dead winter hellscape, I'll get more motivated to change things and get something done. I'm only getting older. I mean, there's nothing else to do unless I make it happen, you know? Like there's nothing else coming down the road in my life that is going to change dramatically. So it kind of depressed me. At my last job, there's a guy there who was 40, well, I guess he's turning 48 this year. And he, I guess, had been with the company for like 13 years. And he was talking about, how he was saving up for retirement and all that. And how, like, we would get some older guys coming in for like driver jobs that were retired, but they were bored in their retirement, so they wanted a job to do. And like, we just couldn't understand that concept. But he was like, yeah, man, when I've saved up and I'm ready for retirement, I'm just going to retire. And like, I agreed with the sentiment, but I was just thinking about it. Like, this guy has been working in a warehouse for 13 years and is going to be putting in, 15 more. Like, I don't want to be that kind of guy. I don't want to do that shit the rest of my life. So I need to I need to let something motivate me here. Get me out of this fugue. But hopefully with more regularity and things getting back to how they were, if I can figure out the job that I'm currently in and figure out how to make that schedule work for me so I can actually use some of my free time, I'll start getting this. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why, but I guess. But anyway, I need to end the stream for today, so I will do that. So thanks for watching. Have a good whatever. And maybe we'll do something a little bit more interesting on next week's stream. I will see you then.